Pakistan score on Global Hunger Index. China replaces its foreign minister. UAE reports new MERS-CoV cases. Sri Lanka calls for all-party conference for finding solutions to their ethnic issues. 3 lakh children enroll for school years in Rohingya refugee camps. UN World Food Programme. Tuvalu is on the list of islands that are most likely to disappear into ocean. A recent study suggests the Gulf Stream system could collapse as soon as 2025. Seagrass and how it fighting climate change. Panama Canal recently limited average crossing to 32 ships a day. Pakistan's score on Global Hunger Index has dropped from 38.1 in 2006 to 26.1 in 2022, revealing the extent of the crisis that crippled the country and its people. Pakistan chapter of Global Hunger Index released the data on 25th July 2023. The GHI ranked Pakistan at the 99th position out of 121 countries surveyed. The GHI in a statement said armed conflicts, climate change, and coronavirus pandemic combined to force as many as 828 million people to go hungry. The GHI is a pre-reviewed annual report jointly published by Wealth Hunger Hifel and Concern Worldwide, which aims to raise awareness of the struggle against hunger. The Chinese government has removed Qin Gang from the post of foreign minister and replaced him with Wang Yi. China's news agency reported that the country's top legislature voted to appoint Wang Yi as foreign minister as it convened a session. The announcement came a month after Qin's last public appearance. The report did not give a reason for Qin's removal but said President Xi Jinping signed a presidential order to enact the decision. China's foreign ministry has said the 57-year-old was off work for unspecified health reasons, but the lack of detailed information on his whereabouts fueled a swell of speculation. Qin Gang has replaced Wang Yi as foreign minister in December last year. On 10th July 2023, the United Arab Emirates informed the World Health Organization of newly confirmed case of Middle East respiratory syndrome coronavirus MERS-CoV. The infected individual is a 28-year-old male from Abu Dhabi with no non-contact with goats or sheep. The patient was admitted to the hospital on June 8 displaying symptoms and tested positive for MERS-CoV. Contact tracing efforts have been initiated, identifying 108 contacts, all of whom have been monitored for 14 days since their last exposure to the patient. To date, no secondary cases have been reported. WHO urges member states to maintain strong surveillance for acute respiratory infections, including MERS-CoV, and to remain vigilant in detecting any unusual patterns. The virus primarily transmitted to humans through animals and can cause severe respiratory illness and has globally claimed 936 lives. Health authorities are advised to practice infection prevention and control measures in healthcare settings, while individuals visiting areas with sheep and goats are encouraged to adopt general hygiene practices and handle animal products with care. Since July 2013, when UAE reported the first case of MERS-CoV, 94 confirmed cases and 12 deaths have been reported. As the next step in finding solutions to the ethnic issues in the island, Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe has called for an all-party conference at the President's office on 26 July 2023. The President is likely to inform party leaders about the National Reconciliation Program. During his visit to India last week, Mr. Vikramesh Singh had told the Prime Minister that he is committed to finding solution to the ethnic issues as well as implementing the 13th Amendment of the Constitution. Local newspapers have reported that all major political parties have informed that they will attend the all-party conference. It is also reported that main opposition party is in two minds about their participation in the conference. The conference is expected to be an extension of the talks the president had with the members of parliament representing North and East on 18th July and will mainly discuss the devolution of power to the North and East, the 13th Amendment, and the land issue in the North and East. India has been pressing Sri Lanka to implement the 13th Amendment brought as the result of Indo-Sri Lankan Agreement of 1987. It provides for devolution of power to the northern and eastern provinces. Against the odds of displacement, a record 3 lakh children are enrolled for 2023-24 school year in Rohingya refugee camps in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh, reports UNICEF in a statement. The UN agency observed that despite fires burning down learning centers and wrath of Cyclone Mocha, classrooms in Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh were filled up with children. On the first day of school, children were excited thanks to expanded education opportunities for teenagers and girls. A record enrollment has been possible. The new academic year marks the first time that Rohingya refugee children of all ages will study under Myanmar curriculum. Rohingya refugee children want to learn and turn their hopes and dreams for a better future to actual potential, said Sheldon Yeti, UNICEF representative to Bangladesh. According to the statement, efforts to support adolescent girls to continue their education are key to the record attendance this year. The press release said 1 million refugees, half of them children, have lived in densely populated camps in Bangladesh since 2017, when they fled violence and persecutions in neighboring Myanmar. Education for Rohingya refugee children is provided through 3,400 learning centers and 2,800 of which are supported by UNICEF as well as through community-based learning facilities. July 23, 1952, Egyptian army officers launched a revolution changing Egypt from a monarchy to a republic. July 25, 1909, the world's first international overseas airplane flight was achieved by Louis Blériot in a small monoplane. After asking where is England, he took off from France and landed in England near Dover, where he was greeted by British police. Deputy Executive Director of World Food Programme recently said that United Nations has been forced to cut food, cash payments and assistance to millions of people in many countries because of a crippling funding crisis. It is a branch of United Nations that deals with hunger eradication and promotes food security in the world. WFP is the world's largest humanitarian agency and was established in 1961. The organization's work is guided by Sustainable Development Goal 2, which aims to end hunger, achieve food security and improved nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture by 2030. It operates in more than 120 countries, provides food assistance during emergencies, and works with communities to enhance nutrition and generate resilience. WFP is funded by voluntary donations from governments, corporates, and private donors. It is a member of United Nations Development Programme. Its headquarters is in Rome, Italy. It has been functioning in India since 1963. It was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 2020. Report released by WFP is Global Report on Food Crisis, which describes the scale of acute hunger in the world. Tuvalu is on the list of islands that are most likely to disappear into ocean in the near future due to rising sea levels. It was formerly called as Ellis Islands. It is an island country in the west central Pacific Ocean and sits around halfway between Hawaii and Australia. Its neighbors include Kiribati to the north and Fiji to the south. It is composed of 9 small coral islands scattered in a chain line approximately northwest to southeast. Tuvaluans are Polynesian and they speak Tuvaluan language, which is closely related to Samoan. The government is a paramilitary democracy with a unicameral legislature elected by universal adult suffrage. There are no political parties. The Prime Minister is chosen by and from the legislature. Tuvalu is a member of the South Pacific Forum. The most people are subsistence farmers and are aided by remittance from relatives working overseas. A small quantity of copra is produced for export. The scale of stamps accounts for modest earnings and fees are collected from foreign fishing fleets. Due to its low-lying geography, Tuvalu is at acute risk from natural disasters including rising storm surges, cyclones and tsunamis. A recent study suggests the Gulf Stream system could collapse as soon as 2025. The Gulf Stream is a swift and warm ocean current that flows along the eastern coast of North America and crosses the Atlantic Ocean towards Europe. It originates in the Gulf of Mexico and it's primarily formed by the convergence of warm waters from the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. It then travels northward along the eastern coast of the United States. It follows a northeasternward path across the western North Atlantic Ocean. The current carries warm water from the tropics to higher latitudes. The Gulf Stream is several hundred kilometers wide and can flow at an average speed of about 2.5 meters per second. However, its speed can vary depending on the location and other factors. The current is also very deep, extending to the depths of up to 1000 meters. It moderates the temperatures along the western coast of North America, keeping the coastal areas warmer in winter and cooler in summer compared to inland regions at the same latitudes. Since the Gulf Stream also extends towards Europe, it warms Western European countries as well. The warm and moist air above the Gulf Stream can lead to the formation of low pressure systems, which may develop into storms or hurricanes. It can also contribute to the formation of fog in certain areas. The Gulf Stream has been a crucial factor in maritime navigation for centuries. It provides a faster and efficient route for ships traveling between North America and Europe as it aids in faster travel times due to its speed. Citizen divers restore seagrass in just off the coast of Kiel in northern Germany, Baltic Sea to fight climate change. It is a flowering plant that grows submerged in shallow marine waters like bays and lagoons. They are so named because most species have long green, grass like leaves. Sea grasses have roots, stems, and leaves and produce flowers and seeds. Like terrestrial plants, seagrass also photosynthesizes and manufactures their own food and releases oxygen. They evolved around 100 million years ago, and there are approximately 72 different seagrass species that belong to four major groups. They are found on all continents except Antarctica. The tropical waters of Indo-Pacific hold the highest diversity of seagrasses in the world. They occur all along the coastal areas of India, mainly in the Palk Strait and Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu. It is part of North Atlantic Ocean situated in northern Europe. It extends northward from the latitude of southern Denmark almost to the Arctic Circle and separates the Scandinavian peninsula from the rest of continental Europe. The Baltic Sea connects to the Atlantic Ocean through Danish Straits. It is the largest expanse of brackish water in the world. Its water salinity levels are lower than that of world oceans due to the inflow of fresh water from the surrounding land and the sea's shallowness. Bordering countries are Denmark, Germany, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Russia, Finland, and Sweden. Panama Canal recently limited average crossing to 32 ships a day as a prolonged drought continues. It is a constructed waterway that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans across the Isthmus of Panama. It is one of the two most strategic artificial waterways in the world, the other being the Suez Canal. It is approximately 80 kilometers long. The canal was built by the United States between 1904 and 1914, and it was officially opened on August 15, 1914. It is owned and administered by the Republic of Panama since the oversight of the canal was transferred from United States to Panama in 1999. The Panama Canal consists of series of locks that raise and lower the water level to facilitate the passage of ships through the continental divide. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land connecting two larger land masses which is bounded by water on two sides. The word has its origin from Greek word which means neck. Two notable isthmuses are the Isthmus of Panama, which separates the continents of North America and South America, and the Isthmus of Suez, which divides Africa from Asia. Benito Mussolini. He was an Italian nationalist and the founder of Italian fascism. He ruled Italy from 1922 to 1925 as Prime Minister and from 1925 to 1943 as Il Duce, the fascist dictator. Mussolini's fascist takeover of Italy was an inspiration and example for Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany. Benito Mussolini began his political life as a committed socialist. During World War I, he renounced socialism and adopted fascism. In May 1939, Mussolini signed the Pact of Steel with Adolf Hitler. The pact committed Italy and Germany to provide military and economic support in the event of war. World War II began later that year in September. Mussolini was deposed by Italian King Victor Emmanuel III in 1943 and executed by communist partisans in 1945. His body was displayed publicly to prove he was dead.